Hello and welcome back to what is now the fourth tutorial. They're galloping along at the moment. Today I'm going to show you my way of piping a cushion. A lot of people worry about the corners of a square cushion being a bit pokey, and it happens if you once you've made your piping up, or you're using a shop bought piping, not quite the same on the shop bought piping because it's a bit more bulky, but on piping that you've made, if you do the corners quite square, so in other words you sort of have it quite a right angle, what you end up with is a cushion that actually doesn't look square, strangely enough, and what happens is it ends up with these pokey ears where the cushion pad can't fill those corners, and they don't look as great as when you slightly round the corners off when you're putting your piping on. And people worry about getting all four corners exactly the same. You know, how much do I bring it in? Do I really curve it? Do I just do a little bit of a curve? I'm going to show you that in a minute, how I do it. The other thing I'm going to show you today is how to join piping when you get round to the bottom, because you started at the bottom where your zip's going to be, because that's where you want it to sit, because you don't really want your join, you know, on somewhere obvious, definitely not at the top, or, you know, even at the side. So you started at the bottom, and then what do you do when you get round to the other side? Do you just tuck it under, and so you've got, like, you know, one bit going over the top of another? That's quite acceptable. But I'm going to show you how I actually perfectly join it, so it looks like an ordinary join on a piece of piping, because we all know that our customers just chuck their cushions wherever they want. Some of them do anyway, and this join can end up almost in any direction, so it's quite nice not to be able to see that. So that's what I'm going to do. If I get time, I'll put on how I put the zip in. I don't think I will have time for that today, so I'll do that as a part 2, and hopefully it'll be of help to some of you. But I'm going to pause the camera, I'm going to turn it around so that you can see exactly what I do under the machine, and has the added benefit that you don't have to look at me. So I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay, so what I've got is I've got my cushion on the table here. I've got my piping here. This is where I'm going to put my zip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it around about there from the end, and I'm going to start my machining. I'm going to leave quite a bit of it actually not machined at that point, because that's the bit that I want to start to peel back and join. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, and when I get to nearly to the corner, about there, I'm going to snip into my piping just to ease it round. So it's obviously raw edges to raw edges. So when you get to about here, you just kind of just ease it round, and you can see that it just gives you that little bit of a curve. So you've still got it matched up here, and you've still got it matched up here, but this little corner is obviously taken up. So I'll just come round. I'll do this as quick as I can. If I do all the corners, then I can show you how it works. Okay, so I'm coming up to there now. Just want to snip in just to give it a bit of ease, and I'll probably go a little bit further. You can see if you hold it, it makes its own curve before it comes back and joins the next piece. So, and if you do that, it all looks the same, every single corner. Again, there we go. Last one. Just want to come around a little bit before I then take it out from under my machine. Right, now the secret to joining, I hope my camera's in the right position because I'm having to look at what I'm doing really rather than look at where the camera's pointing. I'll only be able to see exactly what I've got when I take it off. So my piping is 4 centimetres wide. That's how much I actually cut my piping by. It just happens to be that actually it's the width of my ruler, so you know that's why it's 4 centimetres. You can obviously do it to whatever you like, but you don't want to go too much more because you don't want to pinch up too much of your actual cushion pad. And by the way, I cut these to the exact size of my cushion pad. So when a customer says they want, and cushions are always sold in inches, if they want an 18-inch cushion, you know, I have to clarify with them that they mean the actual pad, because you know, if I cut it to the same size as the cushion pad, it's actually going to be nice and plump. So now, sorry, I'm just going to have to lean across and just get what I need. So this is 4 centimetres wide. So I am going to go 4 centimetres as an overlap. So it's exactly the same width that you've cut your piping width. So, you know, if I opened that up and measured it, it would be 4 centimetres. And this is now 4 centimetres. So I just need to pull it back and open it up a little bit so I can get my join. Let's do this a bit here. About there is probably going to give me enough. Right, so now this is the bit that if you haven't done this before, you just need to concentrate on it. So what I'm doing is I'm just laying it down so that this is good fabric to show you because it's got a very obvious wrong side to it. So what you do is you lay it down where it's like that, and this one, what you want to do is you want to just get it like that, so that then what you've got is you've got this side together and this side together. And what you're going to do is you're going to machine across here, and that will be absolutely perfect in width for your, I'll just show you again. So that, and then there. Right, I'm going to take it back to my machine and I'm going to sew across. You can see I'm a bit lazy, I don't pin anything. So this is what you've actually got, okay? And you're going to sew diagonally along here. Okay, that's what you've got. And now you're going to trim it up like that. And now you've got a perfect join. And what I do is I lay my netted piping cord. I like to use netted piping cord. I think it's much nicer. Beyond the seam. But I'm also going to snip the other piece, not absolutely on this bit, because what happens is it can pull apart. So I like it slightly overlapped, just a little bit more bulky in that position there. But honestly, by the time you've machined it and you've pinned it, rather you've pinched it up, not pinned it, it's absolutely fine. So here we go. And you want to get nice and close on that bit, keep it all to the same level. And now, there we go. And there is your perfect join. And that's where you're going to put your seam, and that's where I'm going to show you how to put your zip in next. Okay, take care, bye.